Good afternoon, friends and traders. I am Dan Hodgman, and welcome to the market recap. It is Thursday, April 8th. I hope you guys had a decent day, had a nice day, or maybe you were like me and you spent 90% of your day watching the Masters. I've got green on today. Yes, it's an old Top Step shirt. I got green on for the Masters. I've got it going all over the place. I got my TV up here's got the Masters. I got the Masters going behind me. It is Masters week, and maybe, just maybe, that's why we're seeing these markets somewhat quieter here today, or maybe waiting for new news. Markets, like I said, were relatively quiet here today. Crude oil, tight range inside, maybe got up and down about 70, 75 cents, which are pretty small for what we're used to seeing here in these lately. S&P 500 just pushing right now at those all-time highs. NASDAQ continue to creep higher, but, like Murph said, did a lot more watching than trading. Gold, after the initial pop this morning after the equity open, that one got pretty stagnant to the side. Euro continues its trend to the upside. And the 10-year note, we opened up and that went flat. I'm looking at the wrong market there. I keep doing this. Here we go. 10-year note opened up. We got that initial pop, and it continued to slightly grind near that initial pop high. Other than that, I see some comments coming in. I do want to say hello to everyone, and everyone that did attend yesterday's Q&A. Thank you very much. I do apologize about the technical difficulties we had there. Michael and I were testing for a half hour beforehand. Everything was working just fine. Setup was the exact same as last time, and everything worked just fine. All of a sudden this time, I clicked the live button, and everything got out of whack. So thankfully we got through that, and I appreciate all you guys coming in to join us. Felix, good to see you. Brian, Murph, Bill, level 2. It's a boring day when you have to book golf. Hey, it's a great day for golf, a tradition like no other. Gosh, I love a good Masters weekend. I know I will be not far from a TV all weekend long. I'm actually looking forward. If the rain kind of holds off, I got a weekend of yard work, mulching, and Masters. I'm looking forward to it. Nice level 2. Enjoy the week off, Danny. Hey, Dan, you're fantastic. Oh, thank you very much. So how can I beta test Coach T? Beta tests are pretty much already done. Coach T will be out within the next 2 weeks. So just keep an eye on your emails. And the Coach T will be out there for everyone. So I'm really excited about that. And number 2, is it possible to put spread charts up? If you can clarify what you mean by that, TS Trader, I don't have spreads on there. I have spreads that I watch on a couple different platforms, but typically not something we're talking about unless you're. So if you can kind of clarify what you're talking about, I can kind of touch on them a little bit. On that note, let's go ahead and take a look at these charts, see what we had going on here today. Like I said, it's a pretty quiet day, so there's not a ton to really look at here, but nonetheless, we'll take a look at these charts and see what was there. So the first thing I really want to talk about today, I clicked the wrong one. Whoops. It's crude oil here. So crude oil has fallen into a relatively tight pattern. And now a lot of times we talk about this volume profile and keeping it on the regular trading hours, but sometimes we take a look at it, we expand it out to see what we can really see in here. And so today I kind of want to show you something that I've been watching for the last few days that's really caught my attention. And here's a little run through on placing volume profile onto your charts. You come over here, you select drawing tools. We're going to select volume profile, and I want to run the last 3 days for us to get an idea of helping us define the range when a market is working sideways. Well, we're able to use value area high and value area low here really to define our range, to find our opportunities. Obviously, it's not always going to be 100% perfect. We saw yesterday it dipped outside of it. But we have had multiple opportunities with this market of checking both sides of the extreme down here at 58.95. Level 2, I think you and I talked about that price yesterday, and up here at 59.85. That dollar range really has been fruitful for this market. You can keep it simple when you look at this, right? I'm a simpleton when it comes to trading. I'm pretty open about that. I don't like to implement too many things. I don't want to be looking at too many things. I want to set my charts up so my charts are telling me what to execute and where to take trades. Well, to me, if I see the market approaching an extreme, I know we're in a range-bound market. We're approaching those extremes. I'm looking to fade that extreme. If I can have that extreme defined for me relatively easy, I'm finding opportunity right here off the open. We come down, we dip to our 95 mark, and we rally right up to our 85 mark up here. So really good opportunities there for me. This is how I like to keep these markets. Keep it as simple as possible when you're looking at it. You don't have to take 100 trades in a day, 10 trades in a day. If you find one and you can pick up a full dollar move on that, that's a nice, cool $1,000 a contract, minimal risk. We're able to manage our risk in this relatively nicely to find those opportunities. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500. Like we said, we just popped here. We made the new highs. We're going to have an all-time high settlement price here today. Just continues to grind higher. No bad news is going to keep these markets grinding. They're going to be pressing a little bit higher. They're going to keep pushing a little bit higher. And so that's what we've got going on right now. Small grind. You're looking for dips. No news is good news for these markets, so you look for those small little dips to continue to buy into this market. NASDAQ, like we said, NASDAQ was really tight here. Small pop now at the end of the day, but for the most part, today was relatively range-bound. This is working its way towards that all-time high in the NASDAQ, just shy of 14,000, or right up at that 14,000 mark, but still a little bit of a ways to go. We are continuing the grind. That's how I'm going to still be approaching this market. I'm looking for those dips. I'm looking for that weakness to present, to find an opportunity until the news tells me something else, right? That's the mentality I take, and I think a lot of us should be taking when we look at these equity markets. If the news is not telling us anything bad is happening, we have good opportunity to extend to the upside. All right, gold. Like we said with gold, gold got the pop off the open and kind of continued in that direction off the equity open, and eventually, like gold has been doing, we're getting that big hard move off that gold and equity open, and then it's stalling out on us pretty fast. And that's exactly what we had go on here today. 10 o'clock came around, this thing fell into range-bound market. So where's our opportunity? Well, we've been in a consistent trend higher in this market for over a week. We're seeing that, looking at it simply at this 30-minute chart. We're finding opportunities. Anytime this market shows a dip, it's a great time to buy. So we have that off the open. Going into the equity open, we see the dip. It's a great opportunity for us to go ahead and continue on the trend of this market. All right, next we got the euro, which euro, just like gold, has been on a trend and continuously pressing higher. Here's what I liked, though, this morning, right before the open, this market was holding, settlement price held. That told us buyers are here. Let's see if we can continue to rally this thing up. And we had decent volume. We have decent volume prior to that open. So that's another thing we can look at when we're looking at some of these markets that are bringing in decent volume throughout that London session. There's going to be some opportunity. Market held strong at settlement price. At that point, we recognize that our job is to find the weakness, and where can that weakness take us? Well, first thing I'm looking at is I'm watching this opportunity right here as we try to enter into yesterday's value area low to yesterday's point of control. Great opportunity for a trade. We get long here. Where are we looking for this thing to go? Value area high? I kind of like that area. If I took that trade, which I'll be honest, I didn't take it. If I took that trade and I start to watch how quickly this market stalls out, I'm accepting that profit and I'm stepping out. Otherwise, I'm looking, if we continue through value area, the next place I'm looking is prior day swing high, which is right up here. And that's exactly where this market went to, a little bit through there. All right, and lastly, the 10-year note. 10-year note, just like the euro, this market held off a settlement price right at the open. So we closed the gap to settle. You guys know we like to look at that trade right away. That's always a great opportunity, closing the gap to settlement price. That's what this market did, closed the gap and just continuously pressed higher, grinded higher. We saw yields were dipping. Good opportunity to find the weak points to buy this market. Remember, this is a treasury market. You can't take a whole lot of heat in a trade. So you have to be pretty spot on with those entry points you're looking at. As you can see, we can sit here and literally count the amount of ticks traded within today's value area. Point of control continues to press higher, and so this market is on a nice trend to the upside. So all these markets other than crude oil really have been maintaining trend. Crude, like we said, fallen into range here the last 3 or 4 days, but we got some good things to look at there. We're going to keep an eye on that dollar range, 85 up to 95, $1.10. So some good opportunities in there. I hope you guys are able to take advantage of them. Let's see. All right, Danny's bear bullishy. Good to see ya. Like S&Ps versus NASDAQ or 2-year note against 10-year note. I don't look at those spreads. Spreads are typically calendar spreads. That's what I'm looking at. That you can just run an overlay chart of NASDAQ to S&P or 2 to 10 or whatever you're looking for. You can run an overlay chart. Typically not something I personally look at for considering a spread. I look at calendar spreads. That's what I'm looking at, or option spreads. Be joining a Top Step soon, putting the finishing touches on my strategy. Outstanding. Love to hear that. Looking forward to have you join the community. Join us every day, 8 a.m. Central Time for the market forecast, 3 p.m. with me for the market recap. We're always loving having people come join us and bring in some comments. Emma, good to see you. Hope things are well over there in London, one of my favorite towns to come visit. Looking for a nice little pullback. Well, it's common. We make new highs. We see a little bit of sell-off off those highs. The question is, are we going to wait for a sell-off for the NASDAQ to go make those highs? That's kind of what I'm wondering. NASDAQ's almost there, just shy of all-time highs. Maybe that'll make the new one, and then we'll see something happen and give us a sell-off. Who knows? Awesome. All right, guys. So, what else we got going on? News. Florida's just trying to get life back to normal at an expedited rate. Right now, they're going at the CDC to resume cruises. I don't know about you. I love a good cruise. Always a good time. Kind of relaxing. I wouldn't mind getting on a cruise right about now. Let's see. Other than that, really no major news. I've got really nothing. So we'll take a look at bonds. The yields here, like I said, yields down a little bit. 10-year note down 0.33 and the 30-year down 0.027. Oh, I said 0.33 on the 10-year note. 0.033, excuse me. Then we've got our Bitcoin. We had a nice little update in Bitcoin here today. Bitcoin popped. Where'd it go? Here we go. Up to 58,150, if you guys recall. On January 6th, we bought that for $34,515. So we got a pretty penny in this one so far. And then our other buy we bought on January 6th was Airbnb, $148.30. And Airbnb today is $180.18. So we still got some capital in that one. Looking at our other stocks here, Tesla's pretty much holding steady at that 680, 690 mark right now, 683.80. And GameStop, lowest we've seen in a while, down to $170 to finish off the day. And then lastly, the VIX popped a little bit above 17, but now looking like it's going to end the day just under 17 at 16.98. Coming up tomorrow, nothing too intense. PPI at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Other than that, really a quiet day. So sit back, relax, watch the Masters. Hopefully the weather's nice where you're at. If you're having a good week, take tomorrow off. If you've had a rough week, maybe you take tomorrow off as well. Remember, Fridays are capital preservation days. We come in Fridays. Our goal is either to just add on a little bit to what we have off the open. If we don't find that opportunity, shut it down. Or if we're struggling, we're just trying to put ourselves in a little better position come Sunday. Fridays are not the make or break days. Don't allow them to be. If you happen to get in a trade, that is a great one. Outstanding. But don't put yourself in too much risk on a Friday. You want to go into the weekend feeling good. No one wants to go into the weekend irritated because they made some bad trades. All right, then lastly, guys, this date in history, 1974, Hank Aaron breaks Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. And then I think I had one more. Thought I did. Apparently I don't. Losing my mind here, guys. All right, that's it for me this week. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. But don't forget, John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast. So make sure you guys tune in there. Give him a good heckle. And if you're trading tomorrow, take your time. Be smart. Be safe. Don't rush into it. And if you're not, go enjoy a nice weekend. Wherever you're at, I hope the weather's nice. I got my fingers crossed here. Our rain holds off, so I'm looking forward to that. So on that note, guys, everyone have a great weekend. Stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.